Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I'm your host, the Voice of Reason. So in this video, I wanted to try and give the United States, Americans, people in the West, a bit of the Russian point of view in terms of some of these snap military exercises that is conducted by the Russian Federation. So if we look at the United States, we are in a very safe part of the world. We've got Canada to the north, and we have Mexico to the south, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so not a lot of what we would define as military threats. Okay, so for a minute, put yourself in the shoes of Russia. Okay, let's say you wake up as an American and find yourself bordering. Okay, you share a common border with these states: North Korea, China. You are very close in terms of strategic implications and regional threats to Afghanistan. You face instability in Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. Very close, again, Iran, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, Turkey. And now you wake up and you find that many of your Western, which were at one time satellite states, who were in an alliance with you, meaning the Warsaw Pact, are now part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and that would be Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Hungary, the Czech and Slovak republics, and now quite possibly Ukraine. I mean, imagine if Mexico had joined the Warsaw Pact. You know, what would you, as a U.S. citizen, be thinking, and what would the media be saying? Well, I can tell you, it wouldn't be anything good. And that's just, from that perspective. But again, just, on the other foot, with these other states such as North Korea, China, who have massive militaries that are many times bigger than the Russian standing ground forces. The Russian standing ground forces are about 300,000 men, the actual ground forces. Then they obviously have their airborne troops, another 50,000 or so. They have the naval infantry forces and the coastal defense troops, 20, 30,000. And then their National Guard, 180,000. But again, that's not a large military when you look at the entities that surround the Russian Federation. So when you have these snap readiness exercises where Russia is deploying forces to I think like the Zapad and the Vostok East and West operations or training exercises, these are designed to shift forces east and west around the Russian Federation. And they do this quite often because of the size of the Russian military now. It is not as nowhere near the size of the Soviet military that once existed. So they have to do this for their national security. It's really a must, especially when you take into account the size of the Russian forces, which again aren't that big. And they do this quite often. I mean, you'll see Russian small missile boats that are in the Black Sea, and they will quite literally use the internal river network of Russia to transport these coastal missile boats to the Baltic Sea and even to the Barents Sea and the Arctic Sea. So it's not uncommon, and I would think if the United States was facing some external threats and had much bigger militaries based on its borders, it would be doing things a little differently as well. So, I don't foresee a Russian invasion of Western Europe at all. And I just find it interesting whenever these snap drills do occur. It sounds like something that it quite literally is not. It does not manifest into an invasion of other nation states. It just simply hasn't. Now, granted, in 2014, yes, with the Crimea, depending on where you stand on that issue, because there is a history there, and I think you have to look at the history of Crimea. And again, if you look back in 2008, Georgia, you often hear about the Russian invasion of Georgia, but that is not what occurred. The aggressor in that conflict was the Georgian government when it launched an operation against South Ossetia. If that operation had not taken place against South Ossetia, then the Russian operation into Georgia would have never happened. So again, I think everyone needs to just keep perspective, and I think they need to look at where Russia's part of the world and where it exists, and it's much different than the part of the world where the United States exists.